Hey guys, it's Ilana and welcome back to my channel. So in this video, we're going to be exploring the Scotts Addition neighborhood here in Richmond, Virginia. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I actually live in Portland, Oregon, but I am a Richmond native, so I was born and raised here. So if you are thinking about moving to the Pacific Northwest, or maybe even live in Richmond, Virginia, or you're visiting, you need something to do, make sure you subscribe down below because I think you'll really like it here. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and explore Scotts Addition. Scotts Addition is what they say this new and up-and-coming neighborhood. This used to be a very industrial part of Richmond, and it still is. I mean, if you look around, everything looks very industrial and more manufactured looking. Everything looks like it's a factory. But when people say that this place is up and coming, they really mean that you are big into drinking, you love the beer scene, the alcohol scene, because that's basically what this part of town is. It's basically the brewery slash beer district of Richmond. So if you are into beer and you also really like fun social scenes, this is going to be the best neighborhood for you in Richmond, Virginia. So that is why I chose to do a video on this particular neighborhood. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the awesome places that you can grab a beer in Scotts Addition. So a very popular brewery in Scotts Addition is Vail Brewing Company. So this place is definitely known for a lot of their hoppy tasting beers, their lagers and their ales. And they are really more known for like their tap room and their tasting room. They do have an outdoor patio, but I feel like this is definitely more of one of the quieter breweries in my opinion. The beer here is still very good and it is a very popular spot to still grab a drink regardless. One of my favorite places to grab a beer in Scotts Addition is Star Hill Brewing, and I absolutely love their rooftop bar. So on a nice day, you can grab a drink and sit outside on their rooftop and have a nice little view of Scotts Addition. I will say it can get very hot up there, but I think it's definitely a very relaxing part of the bar, and the interior of the brewery is really cool as well. Definitely recommend getting a flight if you're there. I could not finish all of it because I forgot how much beer 6 flights is, but I definitely really like the vibe there, and it's just a very nice relaxing spot. Definitely great for a date or a gathering with your friends. So this is a really great place that I think is very fun, and I would definitely go here for that social scene. Another great rooftop bar is the Hop, and that is a really great social area for beer, and the rooftop is supposed to be really fun. I will say Hop is a little bit more overrated, but it's still fun nonetheless. So definitely another awesome place to check out. A cute underrated brewery in my opinion is Strange Ways. I feel like it doesn't get enough love. They have a really cute little patio out to the side that I think is really nice, and sometimes they do live music, which is a nice little touch. It's very small compared to some of the other breweries in Scotts Addition. I definitely think it's worth checking out, especially when it's very underrated. Underrated places deserve all the love in the world. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, but it's called Vason Brewery. I've actually never been here, but I've definitely walked past it. Here's some B-roll footage of what it looks like. I mean, you can see there's a really cute little patio out there. It was definitely poppin' when I was passing through, so I definitely can tell that this is a very popular spot. I did see some pictures online, and it's got a very white and bright clean aesthetic indoors, which I'm all about that clean minimalistic aesthetic, so I think that's really cute. I will definitely have to come check this place out and grab a drink here because I've had so much beer already today, so I don't think my body can handle anymore. Arden Craft Ales is another popular place to grab a drink. It has a very industrial factory feel to the brewery. It definitely has some history behind it. It did begin as a co-op in a garage, but they do have a beer garden on the outside, which is really nice, and that's probably where I would go. But If you like that industrial feel, then definitely have a beer inside. They definitely make some great drinks there. That's a really popular place that a lot of people like going to. I think it's just a really great place to check out. If you're looking for a more casual, down-to-earth drinking scene, I think Three Notch would be a good place for you to grab a drink. I believe it's only just beers that they serve. I think it's really common that a lot of people tend to get flights there. So Three Notch is going to be a really good place for you if you just kind of want to grab a drink and go, or quickly have a small gathering of friends to just maybe pre-game here. That's gonna be a good spot. It's right off Broad Street. It's definitely gonna be that classic brewery scene, and it's pretty small. So if that is what you prefer in terms of the bar scene, then you're gonna really like Three Notch. Let's talk about some of the fun things to do in Scott's Addition. Now, everything pretty much still involves drinking, but this has more of like a fun, social, and game feel to it. So Scott's Addition is not only known for the beer scene, but it also is known for like the game and arcade scene. There are a couple places that I recommend checking out. The first one is Bingo Beer. This has a very cute like circus theme. It's very colorful on the inside. They have some arcade games, and they have a lot of good food and a good beer selection. This is a great hot spot that people really enjoy going to. It's right off of Broad Street, so that's gonna be a good recommendation. Another great spot that I recommend if you're a big shuffleboard lover, check out Tang and Biscuit. It's this beautiful teal brick building. You can't miss it. I will say their hours are a little weird, so definitely make sure you're going. I think they're open from like Wednesday to Saturday. They are closed on Sunday, so I wasn't able to go in and check it out. But I think it's cool that they have like a cool shuffleboard area for you to grab a drink and eat some food and play shuffleboard. That sounds like a really good time in my opinion. Another popular spot that I've been to a few years ago, and it's definitely a must do if you're in Scott's Addition, and that is Circuit. Circuit is basically just an arcade bar. They have food and drinks. I think I remember paying like $13 to like play the games. Don't quote me on that. I believe that's what I paid for, but they have foosball, they have all your classic arcade games. They have the shooting games if you're into those. They have lots of fun things. So if you want to kind of relive your childhood and play those arcade games, that's going to be a really great spot to check out. I believe it's not that old of a place. It's only been around for a few years. But Circuit's definitely a really fun place to go to with your friends, and to also grab some food and drinks as well. If you're into parlor games or bowling and drinking all while doing that, Slingshot Social is going to be a really fun place to go bowling and playing those games, and it's got a very modern ambiance to it. So that's a really cool place to check out and go bowling. There's also another bowling alley in Scott's Addition called River City Roll. So if you just want to do a regular bowling night with your friends, that is a perfect spot to do it. Those are really fun in my opinion, and I think that kind of makes Scott's Addition really special. There are some coffee spots in Scott's Addition. I'll be honest, I'm not as familiar as much with the coffee places in this neighborhood as I am with the beer scene, but I know there used to be a Lamplighters in this neighborhood. It looks like it closed, which is really sad. They do have Recluse, and there's also Blanchard's Coffee, which I know is supposed to be really popular. I'll be honest, I haven't been to any of these coffee spots. I've only been to Lamplighter, and that location is no longer in this neighborhood. So Afterglow, Blanchard's, and Recluse are like the three main ones that I've heard of. I think there's another one called Tea-Caf. I'll be honest, I am not as familiar with the coffee shops, so I do apologize, but if you are interested in getting some coffee, those are some places that you can check out. But I feel like this neighborhood isn't really as known for their coffee scene as it is for their beer scene, but that doesn't mean you still can't enjoy a good coffee in this neighborhood. These are my top 5 recommendations for food in Scott's Addition. The first one is Peter Chang's. That's right by the Hoff. That is really classic Richmond favorite. Then you have Ansu Boca, which is an actual favorite of mine. I've been there before. It's really close to the Diamond, which is the baseball stadium for the Richmond Flying Squirrels. It's a minor league. It's a good place for Mexican food, and they got really good margaritas. If barbecue is something that you're into, ZZQ is a really popular spot that people constantly rave about. If you're into like a more fine dining feel with like that European touch to it, Bryant Pass is supposed to be a really good spot for that. And then if you're into burgers, Boulevard Burger is going to be a really good spot. That's like a classic. That's been around for a while. Those are my top 5 places in terms of food. And plus, a lot of the beer places that I mentioned also have food. Not all of them are just strictly breweries with no food. Star Hill definitely has food. There are so many places to still grab a bite here. There's even a gelato place if you want gelato. Today would be the perfect day for that. There are definitely plenty of food options in this neighborhood. I know Scott's Addition isn't the most aesthetically pleasing neighborhood, and it definitely has a very sketchy look to it, but I promise they're developing this neighborhood to make it safer and to make it more fun for the locals that live here. So don't be intimidated by how this neighborhood looks, because it's really not that unsafe, and there's quite a lot of things to do here, and the breweries and all the restaurants definitely get a lot of people coming in, so it definitely won't make you feel like you are in a really bad area where it's very isolated. Tell me, what was your favorite thing about Scott's Addition? Did I miss one of your favorite places? Because I'm sure I missed out on a few places. So comment down below if I forgot something. And if you liked this video and you learned something cool about Scott's Addition, make sure you do give it a thumbs up. And with that, I will see you in my next video.